In the electrifying amateur boxing background, Shingo was not just a father, but a mentor, and his deep understanding of the sport would become the foundation for his son's success. He recognized Naoya's natural coordination, speed, and determination early on. Inoue's first steps into a boxing gym were less about competition and more about discipline. Shingo believed that before his son could fight in the ring, he needed to master the mental and physical fundamentals. Those early days were filled with repetitive drills, footwork patterns, shadow boxing, and controlled punching combinations. Shingo's philosophy was simple: perfect the basics, and the rest will follow naturally. Naoya quickly developed a reputation among local trainers for his work ethic. While other kids might have viewed boxing as a hobby, he treated it as a craft to be refined every single day. Even in elementary school, Naoya would wake up early for training sessions before classes. His mornings were spent skipping rope, hitting the heavy bag, and working on balance drills that would later become trademarks of his style. Shingo also emphasized defense just as much as offense. He knew that a boxer who could avoid damage could have a much longer, more successful career. Naoya learned to slip punches, roll under hooks, and pivot out of danger from a young age. By the time he entered junior high, Inoue was already sparring with older and heavier opponents. Shingo intentionally put him in with tougher fighters to teach him resilience and adaptability. The family's small gym in Kanagawa became a second home. Its walls echoed with the sound of gloves hitting pads, and its floor bore the marks of countless training sessions. Shingo's coaching style was demanding, but nurturing. He pushed Naoya to his limits, but always reminded him that hard work would eventually separate him from his peers. In amateur competitions, Inoue's skills became evident. He wasn't just winning, he was dominating. His precise combinations, timing, and patience in the ring reflected the years of disciplined training under his father's watchful eye. As his amateur career progressed, Naoya began to dream of turning professional. His father supported the idea, but warned him that the pro ranks were an entirely different world. Transitioning to professional boxing meant facing stronger, more experienced fighters, but Naoya's confidence came from the countless hours spent perfecting his craft since childhood. From the moment he turned pro in 2012, his foundation was already rock solid. The skills his father had drilled into him for years gave him an advantage that few young fighters possessed. It didn't take long for him to start collecting titles. In just his 6th professional fight, Shingo had not only raised a son, but shaped a champion to keep climbing. His next and history. Once again, he wasted no time claiming a world title, proving his ability to adapt to different weight classes. Be functional, building power without sacrificing speed. At bantamweight, Inoue began to attract global attention. His fights were televised internationally, and analysts started calling him one of the most dangerous pound-for-pound fighters. At this point, his ability to seamlessly transition between divisions had become one of his defining traits. Few boxers in history have successfully climbed the ladder in such dominant fashion. After clearing out bantamweight, he displayed the same frightening combination of speed, precision, and knockout power that had carried him through every previous division. It wasn't long before he captured titles at super bantamweight as well, marking his 4th weight class as a world champion. Becoming a 4-division champion placed Inoue in rare company. Only a select group of fighters in boxing history have achieved such a feat. For a boxer who started in the lighter weight classes, moving up without losing effectiveness is even more impressive. It's a testament to his father's early emphasis on fundamentals. Each division posed new challenges, stronger punches to absorb, different styles to counter, yet Inoue managed to remain dominant. His knockout power carried over despite the rise in weight, something that is far from guaranteed for most fighters. Analysts often credit his clean technique and efficient punching mechanics as the reason his power translates so well across divisions. The Inoue story is as much about discipline and planning as it is about talent. Every move, from his first amateur bout to his latest championship, has been methodical. Shingo's influence remains visible in every fight. Even now, in the biggest arenas in the world, Naoya listens closely to his father's instructions between rounds. Their bond is one of the most enduring narratives in modern boxing. A father guiding his son to the pinnacle of the sport. Fans often point to Naoya's calm demeanor in the ring as another trait shaped by his upbringing. He never fights with reckless emotion, always keeping a cool, calculated armor to the bright lights of championship bouts. The journey has been one of relentless progress. His childhood dream, nurtured by his father's guidance, has grown into a career that inspires fighters bent in the gym with his father. And as Naoya continues to make history, those early lessons remain his greatest weapon, proving that a solid foundation can carry a fighter through any challenge. Becoming an undisputed champion in boxing is one of the rarest accomplishments in the sport. It means you've collected every major world title. 2023, he made the King Stephen Fulton, the WBC and WBO champion. Fulton was undefeated and considered one of the best in the division. The fight was billed as a clash of speed and skill, and shots that drain the opponent's will to continue. Inoue's power isn't wild or reckless. It's controlled about how different his punches feel. Sharp, heavy, and punishing even when blocked. Part of this is due to his flawless technique. He generates power from his legs, hips, and core. Came a back-and-forth war, with both men refusing to give an inch. Inoue's body shots began to take their toll, and in the later rounds, he landed a vicious liver punch that nearly ended the fight. Donaire somehow survived to the final bet. Their 2009 say it was the night Inoue truly proved he was more than just the monster. He was a fighter with the heart of a champion. Fast forward to 2023, and Inoue was chasing speed, accuracy, and power overwhelming Fulton across multiple divisions. And he did it with style, rarely losing rounds and often finishing fights before the final bell. The victory over Tapales was particularly sweet because it showcased every aspect of Inoue's game. His footwork kept him in range, but elite. Added to that, in June 2022, the ring made history by naming Inoue the first Japanese boxer ever to be ranked #1 pound for pound. That milestone had already placed Inoue in rarefied air. With both TalkSport and the ring affirming his hard-earned legacy, one thing was crystal clear. He had become a global benchmark for greatness. But what makes